Oh boy, here we go again. So, we're getting a Darkwing Duck reboot. Now, some of you may not be familiar with Darkwing Duck. He's a superhero character from the early 90s, inspired by Batman, specifically the 1989 Batman movie. And it's supposed to be a spoof. The whole thing is meant to be like a comedic take on those superheroes. And he's a funny character. Everyone remembers the Darkwing Duck theme song, and he had, I think, nearly 100 episodes in the 90s, which is no small feat. Then he sort of disappeared. He did have a comic book franchise that I believe is ongoing, but I'll have to double check that. Could be wrong. Hey. Um, and then he showed up again in the DuckTales reboot. And I guess people are taking a shining to that reboot because Disney have ordered a Darkwing Duck reboot. And look, the DuckTales reboot, from what I understand, is pretty good, and people like that. So normally I'd be all for this, but I'm not. And the reason for that is because, for some reason, they thought it would be a good idea to get Seth Rogen to produce and write this. Now, Seth Rogen was an actor known for, some funny movies like Superbad. But more recently, he's just insane. Like, he rambles online worse than I do about some really messed up stuff. And if you have a look, his career, in terms of the way his projects have been reviewed by both peers, professionals, and viewers, is not good. He's definitely on the downward slope. And more worrying is the recent Santa Inc. he did, a Netflix straight-to-order TV series supposed to invoke Christmas cheer that does everything but. It turns the holiday of Christmas into something about giving and friendship and celebrating, the year gone, into something about racism and hating white people. It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre that someone with so much sort of spite and hate would get the role to make a satire comedy about Batman in the form of a duck. I just don't understand what Disney are thinking with this one, or what anyone's thinking. Like, there is no way this can be good. If you look at what Seth Rogen's been up to recently, I would be shocked. It would have to be a Christmas miracle if this show ends up being any decent. And even if it does end up being good, it's still hosted by Disney Plus and Seth Rogen, who, based on what I've seen recently, I mean, we all know Disney are terrible, but Seth Rogen, if you look at the way he's been talking about people and treating people, it's also terrible. Like, it's just bad for marketing. Like, as much as I would love to watch a Darkwing Duck reboot, I'm not going to be watching this one for multiple obvious reasons. And I just don't understand what anyone was thinking when they came up with this. Like, sure, Seth Rogen was funny 15 years ago, but 15 years is a long time. And he's not very funny anymore. So that's my short take on the Darkwing Duck reboot that's supposed to be coming out, I believe, in 2022. I just don't think it could be good. And even if it is good, there's so much negativity associated with it already that I just want to stay away from it. I want nothing to do with it. And it's such a shame because these are meant to be fun characters that, children can watch and have a giggle, and parents can sort of watch their children watch it and have a giggle. And you just know this thing's going to be marred with, political commentations, and it's just gross. It leaves a bad feeling in my stomach, and I just want to stay the heck away from it. And that's why the Darkwing Duck 2022 reboot, in my opinion, is doomed to fail. I just don't see anyone wanting to actually watch this and support these companies and these people. I could be completely wrong, but I personally won't be doing it. There's got to be other things out there. Ugh. I'm sorry, this is just bad. It's just bad casting altogether. I don't understand.